Alright, so I decided to do something different today, and we're going to talk about Deadman Wonderland since it's one of my favorite anime, and if you were a fan of this series back when it aired, mad respect because it didn't last very long at all. But anyway, let's break this down, and honestly, there's not a whole lot to talk about here. So the Branch of Sin is the ability to freely control and move your own blood. Most branches of Sin are used as weapons, but every Deadman uses their own ability differently. A quick example of that is Karako's Blood Fist and the Blood Shield that's used by this dude. Now, the Branch of Sin was created by the Nameless Worm, which once inside of a human body, the Nameless Worm integrates with the body and permanently changes the person into a dead man. Quick fact, most people were actually infected by the Nameless Worm during the Great Tokyo Earthquake, except Ganta. He gets special protagonist treatment. He got hit with the Red Diamond. To use the abilities of a Branch of Sin, dead men must inflict a small wound on themselves to draw out their blood. The blood that they extract appears to be kind of like a string that's connected directly to their veins and arteries, and the blood can still be restored after they finish using it if it's still connected to their veins. Branches of Sin can be long range, short range, or even both, and putting an extra amount of blood into the Branch of Sin ability can be used to reinforce, strengthen, increase in size, or even lengthen it. Now, the Branch of Sin has two main disadvantages, which are anemia and the worm eaters. Anemia is what happens when a person loses too many red blood cells, and it can cause exhaustion, shortness of breath, paleness, and even over time death. The Worm Eater is a device that instantly oxidizes the Nameless Worm inside of a Branch of Sin ability, making their blood completely useless. There is still a way to beat the Worm Eater gear, and to do that, you must be able to use a supersonic technique. Certain Branches of Sin have been developed so far to the point where they can exceed the speed of sound by breaking the sound barrier. Now, this ability increases the speed of one's own power, enabling it to cut or pierce through enemies and solid objects, as well as easily overpowering worm eaters. Despite the lack of power, less blood is actually needed to make the ability supersonic, and since less blood is needed, it also helps to negate anemia. Now, each Deadman develops his technique their own way. Ganta made his blood bullets smaller and slimmer, and Crow made his blades thinner. Branches of Sin can also evolve over time, like Ganta's Gonberg Gun and Crow's evolved Crowclaw. Deadman seem to reach this form from their strong will to live and high determination, and this leads them to find newfound abilities. When using an evolved ability, the Branch of Sin stays relatively close to its original form, and it gets an extreme power boost along with the patterned black lines appearing on the user's body. Evolved moves are ridiculously strong, giving them God Hacks power, so using them takes up a really large amount of blood and puts a lot of strain on the user. And also, just to make sure that they can't spam the abilities, using them way too much will put a scar and it will burn the user wherever the pattern markings are in the body. Now, I'm pretty sure I've covered everything pretty accurately. Like I said, there actually wasn't much to talk about, but anyway, as always, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe and maybe leave a like. But anyway, thank you for watching the video to the end. I hope you all have a great day. I'm Mudabi and I'm out. See ya.
Aurora, how you doing?